Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I have been wanting to do a video like this for a while, so I thought that I would get a little bit kind of dolled up, a little dressed up, and do a mood board. Kind of like a lot of current inspirations, but it's gonna be predominantly fashion and style based, and just sort of like the mood and the energy and the vibe that I want to kind of evoke this spring, even though the mood board is like autumn girl vibes. But I don't know, I feel like right now, even today, it's like a really gloomy day and it's been raining all day, and it just is like the energy that I'm kind of want to be in. And even though like living in South Africa, it's always sunny a lot of the times, I still kind of want to have this aesthetic, or kind of move more into like things that I'm interested in. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyway, subscribe to my channel. We are past 100 subs, which that's really cool. Thanks everyone who is subscribed. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Okay, hopefully that's a better angle, but yes, let's do mood board. I just kind of curated some pictures of things that I'm really obsessed with, and I kind of wanted to go through and mainly talk about like the fashion items and things that I want to buy. I was thinking about this earlier, this idea of like kind of coming into yourself and just being able to dress how you want. I was thinking about how I tend to dress as myself with like where I am in my life, like almost like because I'm young I should dress young, and I don't know, and because I'm in South Africa I should dress a certain way, and kind of shy from not kind of putting myself out there. I don't even know if this remotely makes sense, but I've always been very inspired by like a sort of European aesthetic, but I'm also inspired by like other things. Like there's a little bit of like Japanese fashion influences and kind of like New York fashion influences. I think I'm just very inspired by the world, and I like to kind of be of the world, and I want to like move through my life in that way, both physically, in that I want to travel and experience the world, but I also want to dress as a young stylish woman who, you know, is of the world, but still very minimalist. So I have like a few items and things that I've been thinking that I want to like get, and obviously I also want to like curate a capsule wardrobe. I may or may not be moving out. I'm hoping that I'll be moving out and moving into like my own first apartment sometime next year, and by then I'll be like 26, so it's definitely like a good time to start thinking about like how I want to like present myself, how I want to like yeah, like move through the world, even how I want to dress at work, how I want to dress outside of work, etc. So this pin, so this is on Pinterest, and I'll definitely like put a clip of what it looks like on Pinterest, and then maybe kind of go through some of the pictures individually. But I called it Autumn Girl and Cool Girl Mood Board just because I feel like that's kind of the energy that I'm going for. Autumn here in South Africa is like next year, so it's kind of funny because even though it's spring right now and I should be thinking like in a different sense, it's almost like I'm preparing for next year as well. I don't know if I should start from the bottom to kind of, okay, I think maybe I should start from the bottom just to kind of show my thought process. So I'm really obsessed with Taylor Russell, and I think she has like one of like my favorite styles right now. I think her red carpet fashion as well as her street style, personal style is so cool and is exactly the kind of like minimalist cool girl thing that I want to like have. Or it's very similar to how I would dress and how I see myself, and I'm like obsessed. She wears a lot of like the row, and anyone who wears a lot of the row is my kind of girl. So we started off with this picture of her at a like film talk thing, film screening for Bones and All, and she has like her little hair, and I'm kind of also in my little short hair era, and yeah, I feel like this is kind of also really giving Taylor Russell vibes. There's a it's on my iPhone, there's a photo of her recently in London where she has like her little chopped hair and like these glasses and like a headband, and I literally have it screenshotted on my phone. It is just so simple and not a crazy style, but it's so me. So yeah, that was the inspiration. It's all black. It was like this long black dress. It's kind of giving like paloma wool vibes, or like the row, or like a sort of like Yoji Yamamoto, like Japanese inspired vibe. And it's just really cool, like Margiela as well. Like I feel like I see all these influences. I mean, it's literally just a black dress, but I still see like all these cool like inspirations. I don't know, it's just my thought process. And then this next picture, I'm a huge min-hee fan, and I love her films, but I also particularly love her work with Hong Sang-soo, and On the Beach at Night Alone is one of my all-time favorite films. Obviously, The Handmaiden is like one of my top 5 favorite films of all time, but On the Beach at Night Alone, I'm saying this really fast, On the Beach at Night Alone. My Letterboxd hopefully should be linked, but yeah, it is beautiful, and I love how she dresses in that film and the aesthetic. It's shot, I think, largely in Berlin, and again has that like autumn European aesthetic that I'm really like obsessed with, and I've been obsessed with. But it's like even just the whole thing of like standing outside at a balcony, or like being in your little chic like minimal apartment with your books. Like I've never really been able to experience that, obviously, because I don't live in Europe and I don't have my own apartment. But yeah, so this picture of her in this chunky knit sweater, these trousers, it's exactly the kind of vibes I want to give. So that is something I have on my wish list. So this is like a mood board, but this is also like a wish list, and it's also kind of like my it's like talking about like the things that I'm interested in terms of like fall fashion trends, because I know that that's a thing in the other part of the world. It's fall now, so it's kind of like a perfect time to do this video, because I feel like I can encompass so many different things in one video. Don't have to do like a fashion trends video, because these are the things that I'm liking right now for fall. So yeah, I really need like a white sweater or a white knit. I have a sweater vest that's like cream. I don't really wear it that much, but again, I'm gonna make more of an effort to. It's quite chunky, so it's a bit difficult to style. it's kind of only really useful when it's like winter, but then at the same time, if you're in an environment where there's going to be air conditioning, it's not going to cover everything, so it's a bit tricky of a piece to style. If you were going to wear it as a transitional piece, it would work, but then if it gets like a little bit warm, you're gonna get really hot, so it's a bit difficult. Then the next picture we have is of Dakota Johnson, and I could go on and on about Dakota Johnson. I've always been really obsessed with her for years, and I think her style is like so elegant and so fun and so just like chic and cool, and it's very effortless. And again, she wears a lot of the row, a lot of I think Celine. She has really cool brands, but also mixes and matches with like vintage and like other newer brands as well. So there's just this image of her in this big black coat with black trousers and white sneakers, and I just really love it. It's kind of, it's not a very exciting image, but I've always looked to her for her style, and I'm so inspired by her in a lot of ways, but definitely in her like fashion sense. And I don't know, like you see that image and you're just kind of like, that's kind of what I want to exude one day, is just being really chic but not having to try so hard to be chic. And I'm not gonna go through every picture because that would take like forever, but there's a lot of different pictures. We have like Bella Hadid, Margaret Qualley. I thought this picture was really cute and cool of her and her little skirt, and that is something I have on my list. I want a maxi skirt, or like either a white like linen type of maxi skirt or one of those like tiered skirts. I have always been really interested. I definitely was like influenced because they're very trendy right now, but I think they look so cool when I see people wearing them and styling them. So that's what I want. And then I got like a couple photos. There's quite a bit of Zoe Kravitz here. She is like my style icon and has been for years, and her in the row, like I don't know if I've done a video on this on my other channel, but her and the row, I just love the row. I'm a huge fan of the row, and if I ever was in a position to have money, like a lot of money, and do well for myself, I would definitely invest in the row. So we have these different images of her, kind of similarly to Dakota Johnson, same vibe. Really love her. I think it's YSL because she's a YSL ambassador, a bag that she carries around, and that was also something that I have on here, like a medium-sized bag. I already have like a newer medium-sized bag, but that one is a lot more like simpler and it's very minimal. It's very inspired by like the Row Bindle bag, which is what I was going for, but now I'm looking for something that's not small and not big, that's like in the middle of the two of that. So it's not necessarily medium, it's like a little bit smaller than medium, but still like chic and a little bit trendier. I was thinking of like a lot of the Gucci bags, the newer ones, like the Gucci Jackie that I've seen Dakota Johnson wear a lot, or even like this YSL one. Cotton On has really great dupe, but I went to their store and the material of the black one, it was in black, is just so ugly and not great at all. So I'm really not willing to invest like 500 rand on a bag that has terrible quality. So I don't know where to find that. I think Mango would be the best place because they do make bags like that, but haven't seen any so far that I like. So I think I'm just gonna like wait and be patient. I also do have this other bag that I put on here that was like a bit of like a tote. So yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about that, and I think also it's gonna change as well if I like move out and have like a little bit of a more different lifestyle, especially if I move to a different city. So that will evolve. And then I have this image of these nails, chocolate nails. I'm really into browns, but I don't really have a lot of browns in my wardrobe, so I'm just sort of gonna, I have I don't know if I can get it, but I showed it in my previous vlog or two, this really beautiful dark mocha nail polish that I've been too lazy to put, but I'm going to try and do that today or maybe tomorrow. And then I have like image of like coffee, obviously that's just my vibe. I have this there's this paloma wool dress. I did a video on TikTok styling paloma wool with things in my wardrobe, so definitely go check out my TikTok. And yeah, there's a lot of like great influences. I have this picture of Zoe Kravitz because I'm obsessed with her minimal makeup, and that's just like me. I'm really into minimal makeup. And then I have like these, are they ballet flats or like Mary Janes, like a cross between the two? And there's these ones that are kind of like ballet flats, but they've got the Mary Jane strap that I really want to get, but I really want to get a cheap dupe. I don't really, I feel like I keep buying Mary Janes and spending quite a bit of money on them, so I'm just gonna enjoy the ones I have now. And I have ballet flats as well too, so I'm just gonna enjoy some more pictures. We have this really beautiful model. This is from I don't know if she was born in the 90s or this was taken in the 90s. The Pinterest board wasn't very clear, but I'm sure I could look that up. But I really love this image of her. It's kind of similar to Taylor Russell's hair and the earrings. So yeah, a lot of inspirations. And again, we have Alexa Chung, chunky knit, the cool baggy jeans, and her socks and Mary Jane's, just really the vibes that I've been feeling. We have Laura Harrier, love her style. We have more Dakota Johnson. We have Amelia, I forgot her surname, Amelia Gray, yeah. Amelia Gray, who I think has a really cool style, and her style has evolved. I love this picture of Dakota Johnson. It's so simple and minimal, but it's really cool how she styles these trousers, this kind of cream sweater, or like, is it a sweater? This long top, however you want to call it, and these really beautiful burgundy boots. It's just so cool. And then the last couple of images are really just, I think, like hair inspirations, aesthetic inspirations. I'm a huge fan of seydoux, and I was thinking of her a lot in the Mia Hansen love movie Un Beau Matin or One Fine Morning. It's set in Paris, really beautiful imagery, cinematography, and her character is just, you know, she's just a young mom, and she's just going through life and falling in love, falling out of love, you know, going through grief and going to like art galleries, being in the park, and just living life. And it's very beautiful, and it makes a really great companion piece with Mia Hansen Love's other film, Things to Come, starring Isabelle Huppert. And yeah, obviously, I don't know if I've talked about this on this channel, but I really want to move to Paris, and I feel like it's like, it informs like all of my influences as well. So definitely when I watch like French films, I get very like, I wish I was in Paris. So yeah, I have these images of seydoux. She wears these black glasses that I have like a very similar pair, and my hair is really short, so that was just like a kind of obvious inspiration. It's kind of giving a little bit Jean Seberg, I don't know how to say her name. And then we have these pictures of Rooney Mara in her Lisbeth Salander era, girl with a dragon tattoo era, with these like short bangs and this little bob. So I have a bob now, so it's just kind of like a reference point, and I'm very inspired by Lisbeth Salander. And I also had my previous hair where I had dark hair and bangs, and I honest to God loved having that hair, and it made me realize that it's definitely something I would do again, and maybe longer. And then we have this picture of Brenda, hashtag similar things, similar. I love her style, and I love how like minimal and clean it is, but also her influences are really cool. And she again has a very sort of like effortless cool girl vibe, and I love her like dark hair with bangs look, and I feel like I would do that one day. So yeah, that's my August mood board, my current mood board. It's actually like almost September, so I might have to title this something different, but it's okay because this is kind of like still autumn vibes, even though it's spring here. And yeah, to me, these are just like the little bits and essences of what is like effortless, cool, and chic, and what I'm really, really inspired by. So yeah, other bits on my wish list, I feel like I alluded to this anyway, like flowy pants, mules or slides, ballet flats we talked about, but I in particular love the ones that have the strap, so the Mary Jane ballet flats hybrid, as I said, and the ganni inspired, or the ganni dupes, where it's like has a bit of like hardware, like silver hardware, and like a buckle. It's very hard to describe, so I'm sure I'll try and put pictures. And yeah, bag I already said, and then a kind of silk top or dainty frilly top. So yeah, I just want to play a lot more with basics and try to make things more dynamic. I want to get a little bit more jewelry. I think I'm going to try and get some more silver jewelry, because I think sometimes gold can be a bit limiting with how you can style. But yeah, that is it. I'm going to cut this off because this is going to be so long. But I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what was kind of like your favorite look, picture, moment, what you're inspired by. Give this a like, share, go follow my TikTok, my Instagram, subscribe, and I will see you in a new video very soon. There might be, maybe I'll upload this after. I don't know if I'm gonna split my vlogs, and maybe put this in between so that it's not like back-to-back vlogs in the same week, so that it's a bit dynamic and different. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye.